Five Nights at Freddy's is a series that gives us a ton of new character designs for each and every game, so, some are bound to be worse than others. If you haven't watched the previous videos I've made, the point of this series is to redesign each character in the series that I just feel didn't live up to their full potential. Because of this, I'm not redesigning every character. I genuinely like most designs in the series. Because of that, this episode specifically doesn't have any theme. It's not dedicated to any game. This episode is just made for the miscellaneous characters that I'm just not very fond of. I may continue this series with an episode on like the Phantoms or the Nightmares, but right now I just want to choose some specific characters I want to redesign. First up on the list is Balloon Boy. Unlike most of the other characters, I've actually really grown to like his design. He's just like way too iconic to the franchise to change that much, but he's just really weird. So here's what I came up with. First off, I gave him ears. It's just so strange how the original design just didn't have ears. It made him not really look human. He looked like bald. Originally his arms were just cylinders and balls too, which made him look comparatively simple to the other toys, so I gave them just a bit more shape. I also switched out his large singular balloon for a bunch of balloons because that makes more sense for an animatronic made to give out balloons at a birthday party or something. After giving him a hat brim and a pair of shorts, I was basically done. I like this design as a concept, but I think it might be the first design I've made in this series that I might actually like less than the original. Again, the original is just too iconic and unforgettable despite how really just weird and off it looks. The next two characters I redesigned are both from Pizzeria Simulator, and it might not be the two characters you expect. The first of the two characters is Lefty. While I do like his color scheme, he has an issue that not many other characters in the franchise have. He just kind of looks fan-made. He uses Rockstar Freddy as a base, but changes his colors and some superfluous things about him. The missing eye also just doesn't make too much sense. It doesn't seem to serve any purpose. It's just kind of added for him to be quote-unquote unique. So here's what I came up with. I started off by just changing his proportions to differ from Freddy. I made him a bit bulkier and clunkier looking since it's implied in Help Wanted 2 that he might originate from the past if, Carney has any story significance. I then gave him a moon on his chest instead of a star. I wanted to treat Freddy as if he was the edgy, angsty version of Freddy made by Fazbear Entertainment to try to seem cool to kids. But then, in the story, Henry took the character and retrofitted it into a capturing device. That explains the missing eye. It's just a hastily attached camera with some wires hanging out of it. I also added a Carney doodle next to him to see what he would look like. I made him out of fabric to make him seem more older and retro. Overall, I do really like this design. And I know Lefty's a fan favorite character, and I feel like this still keeps intact what people enjoy about the character. The next character I did was Molten Freddy. Even though I liked the design, I thought that it was just pretty redundant for 2 out of the 4 antagonists in Pizzeria Simulator to be variants of Freddy, neither of which are even the main character in Five Nights at Freddy's. So I wanted to change that. Here's what I came up with. I tried to combine elements of Funtime Foxy and Funtime Freddy since Molten Freddy is a combination of them. I also felt that him having a Funtime Foxy head instead of a Freddy head would fit better as a callback to Mangle. I even gave him a second head to further that callback to Mangle. However, I made it a broken Bonbon head to call back to Freddy's design. I feel like that makes sense since, this game is an end of an era, finale to things, to have this design to call back to a bunch of different things while meshing together with itself. I don't know if that made sense. I then changed to the body design to just have a bit more of a better flow and just a bit more of a recognizable silhouette. And after that, I was just done. He's a head with some wires. Don't have much more to say. And yeah, overall, I think this design is very cool and, makes the cast of the games just a bit more varied. Last up for this video, we have Fredbear. I actually don't have much to say about him. I don't like how his original design was just a slightly altered version of base Freddy. I wish he fit better alongside Spring Bonnie and looked more just like a Springlock suit. So that's what I did. Here he is. Okay, that's it. Overall, I really like these designs. I tried to keep them grounded to Scott's original games, so I didn't give them like fabric wrinkles or robotic joints or anything like that I usually do in my art. Again, I'm sorry that this episode doesn't really have any specific theme. If I do continue this series, I'll probably try to do like the nightmares or the phantoms next. However, my next drawing video will probably be a little different. It also might take a little while longer since this is my first ever video in college. It's a lot of work. Not this video. This video isn't even that much work. It's just college is a lot of work. In the meantime, if you only watch me for my drawings, I'll urge you to check out my animations as well. I've been doing stop motion for a while, as in like 7 years, 6, I don't even know at this point. So check that out if you want to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. I don't know how to make an outro sound like non-sarcastic. I feel so fake doing an outro, but you can't just like leave a video. You gotta do something.